Okay, this is the video I promised in my last video. It's my ride of the Tail of the Dragon, and just some fun facts about the Tail of the Dragon. It's a section of U.S. Highway 129 that is 11 miles long and has 318 turns in it. The Tail of the Dragon is America's #1 motorcycle and sport car road. And there are no big trucks allowed to drive down the road, so it makes for a much safer and enjoyable experience. The Tail of the Dragon rides on the Tennessee and North Carolina state line, and the motorcycle resort that you'll see later on in the video is actually on the North Carolina side. I think it's actually, while you're standing there, you can actually step over the border, which is kind of cool. It is up in the Smoky Mountains. This roadway, it borders the Smoky Mountains and the Cherokee National Forest. It's a super beautiful ride, a super fun ride, and it's I recommend it for all bikers. Even though this roadway is super fun, the road needs to be respected. There are thousands of bikers and car enthusiasts across the nation, across the world, that come here every year, and there are several wrecks every year as well, due to people either not paying attention, kind of riding outside their skill level, which is a big one, and just not giving the road the respect it deserves. So ride safe and enjoy this roadway if you ever go up here. Like I said, I highly recommend it, but if you don't respect the road, it may be your demise. So definitely take your time and respect the roadway. So what I wanted to talk about in this video is basically experience. All riders, I think, can get better at riding. Whether you're a brand new beginning rider or a rider that's been riding for years, everybody can critique and get better and just learn different skill sets on the road that may apply at a different time. You may not always have to use what you know, but it's good to know it. And it's great to fucking practice what you've learned and practice it regularly, so when a situation presents itself, you just react. You don't have to think about things, you don't panic about anything. It's just second nature, and you just do it. You go with the flow and you just do. That's basically what you want to get to. I've been riding since 2011. I started riding in the fall of 2011. That's when I got my bike. And I, over the years, have gained a lot of experience. And at first, I was critiqued by my buddies, and they just taught me what I kind of needed to know. And after that, I just kind of was going out on my own, knowing what they had taught me, and just critique things and learn things on my own, and kind of applied things, and just kind of dove into it pretty hard, and knew my skill level, and rode within my skill level, but I always pushed myself to get better at riding. And that's something I think all riders need to do, regularly when they're riding. Like I said, if you're a brand new rider, the best thing you could probably learn is defensive riding, and more advanced riders, they can always critique and get better. But going back to defensive riding, when I first learned to ride, I learned through my buddies to ride defensively. That was the kind of the first thing they were teaching me. Even though they did teach me some offensive riding, mainly they taught me defensive riding because they knew I wasn't going to always be around them, and it was better for me, so I was safe, to learn defensive riding. Now, with defensive riding, it mainly covers, creating a bubble, a safe bubble at all times for yourself. And some of the things that kind of are with that is, always being alert and knowing what's around you. It's kind of like the military says, stay alert, stay alive. You need to be checking the road, not only right in front of you to know what's on the road to avoid maybe like road hazards like potholes or sand or something, or anything coming directly into the road right at you. You need to look up the road to see the traffic, or if there's a left or right turn, and just kind of that kind of stuff. But also you need to look even further, and know like weather, like am I about to go into some rain, or anything kind of like that, because weather changes the way in which you ride and everything. Also, you need to kind of check out to about your 45 degree from your front to your 45 to see what's coming out on the road. Is there people coming on the road? Is there maybe an animal or something is crossing? Is there like kids that are going to be crossing the road? And you can just react to that and know that like maybe you'll have to stop or whatever. So you need to. That's another kind of, I guess, angle of view that you'll need to know about. Also, to your left and your right, check what's there. This is especially important, on multiple lane roads. So you can know if there's, traffic to your left and right. Maybe they don't see you and stuff, and you can react if they start to come in on you. And one of the best pieces of advice I got from everybody that taught me when I was learning defensive riding was to act like you're invisible. And that's so crucial towards keeping your bubble and knowing your fields of view and stuff. So just act like you're invisible, because most people aren't going to look for you. They're looking for a car, not an actual bike. And sometimes it's hard to see a bike because it's so small. But just be wary of that. But going back to your fields of vision, you need to go further, looking behind yourself and have your mirrors. Now, I personally use the mirrors for quick references. I don't use them for, set in stone, views of what I'm needing to look at, but rather, just quick views of it, quick references. You need to know what's behind you and what's to your blind spots, and the way in which I check all that is actually physically turning my head and looking over my shoulder. That is the best way to do it, and that is a sure way to have an unobstructed view of what's around you, and it's just probably the safest route to take. So don't rely solely on your mirrors. Physically turn your head and look. I honestly, if you can. I honestly think if you can get used to not even paying attention really that much to your mirrors, you're going to be a far better off, far better rider, far more alert rider, and be able to react a little bit better. So know what's around you. Also, kind of practice, your turns and stuff. That was a big one for me. The more I practiced turns, the better, I got, the more I learned. I started realizing, for different turns, there's different ways I'll turn. Depending on how fast I'm going into the turn affects it. How slow I'm going into it affects how I turn. And different ways of turning is, you can lean your body, or I kind of push my body over a little bit, because my body's kind of like a wind sail on my bike. If I need to make small adjustments, I just kind of barely think about leaning, and I'm already doing it just slightly. My body kind of makes a wind sail, and I just kind of will move left or right, whichever way I'm kind of pointing myself. But you can lean, like mainly on a bike, you're going to be leaning, no matter what kind of bike you have. It's not like a bicycle. You don't turn the handlebars, You do a little bit, but not as much as you may think. You turn the handlebars basically to initiate the lean that you're going to be doing, and then you just lean. So that involves you throwing your body around and physically leaning over, and bringing the bike with you, basically. And also, like with handlebars, you push and pull with your handlebars. Say you're taking a left turn, you push down with your left hand and you pull kind of up with your right hand. Over time, you're not going to notice you're doing it, but you're doing it anyways, and you need to get used to doing that, because you may be taking a turn and realize you need to go a little bit tighter in the turn, and you need to throw that weight and push your hands down a little bit more. But also another way of turning, or another aspect, I guess, is pushing down on your foot pegs. If you're wanting to go left, you press down on your left foot peg, with your left foot. If you're wanting to go right, it's just the opposite side. So get used to knowing all this shit and fucking applying it, and just get better at it. Know your skill level and know the limits of your bike. Over time, you'll progressively get better. Your skill level will improve, and everything. So just keep applying everything you learn, keep doing it regularly, and just get better and better, man. Now, another thing to know is with the different ride styles, I kind of consider there to be three major ride styles. There's defensive, offensive, and then kind of aggressive styles. Now, once you've kind of gotten down packed the defensive style of riding, you can start pushing on to offensive riding, and that's kind of going outside. You're still applying the whole bubble phase, but this is more for like passing in and driving around traffic and getting around, and just pretty much putting them behind you is kind of what I consider it. So like really start applying your knowledge of not knowing where vehicles are, your fields of view, practicing the shit out of that. That's what's going to help you for offensive riding. So once you got that down packed, just go ahead and start practicing going around traffic, and just knowing how to get around traffic, how look for that gap, always be on having your head on a swivel, and fucking you'll start getting better with that, and you'll notice you'll start getting better in turning and stuff. Like I said, as I got progressively better at the small skill sets, I got better as a rider, and I started being able to push into the offensive, and even like pushing into aggressive style of riding. I think nowadays I'm more of an aggressive rider than anything else, and it just comes with time. With practice comes experience, and with experience comes just you fucking physically doing it without even noticing it anymore. You're just basically reacting to anything that comes at you. And aggressive style of riding, I guess, is what I consider, like, as you've probably seen in my North Carolina lane splitting video, very quickly getting around traffic, and doing it probably in like it was most people would consider an unsafe manner, but like to me, I'm perfectly safe behind it. I have fully assessed the road conditions, where the traffic is, how fast I need to go in and get around people, knowing the gaps, seeing the possibilities on where they could go and still where I'm going to go. It plays into a factor so quickly with me that I don't even notice that I'm thinking about it anymore. I'm just always looking for the next gap, I guess you could say, and fighting my way through traffic. Now, I don't always drive aggressively, but if I'm in a hurry or I've just gotten kind of a little bit ticked off, I guess, if you will, with traffic and stuff, I'll go ahead and start acting a little more, or driving a little more aggressive, and everything. But all skill sets are fucking good to have. The more you learn, the better off you'll be on the road, depending on what will happen, what will come at you, what situation you might be in. And know that situations change with different aspects. Like maybe like road conditions or weather will change. If it's raining, you're going to be stopping a little sooner and deaccelerating a little more when you go to stop. And you're going to be not wanting to gun it so much, or get on the throttle as much because you might spin your tires out. So, shit like that. And when you're making turns, you're not going to make abrupt turns because you might fucking skid out and shit. So, weather does play effect onto how you ride. how fast you're riding, how slow you're riding, how traffic is around you. Just there's so many elements to how you have to ride, depending on the situation, what's presented in front of you, how to react to it. So the better off you get with your knowledge and your experience, the better off you'll be for any kind of condition that comes across you, any situation. So go ahead and learn all you can. Keep applying what you learn throughout when you're riding. Just practice it and get familiarized really well with it, and just let it become second nature. But also practice it over time, because you may develop a really good skill set and be really good at it, but if you don't practice it, you may kind of deplete that knowledge a little bit. So always keep doing what you know, keep applying it, and fucking ride safe, ride hard, have fun. So this is the reason why I really pushed, the subject matter of getting experience when you ride. I actually don't know what actually happened here, other than I know it was a motorcyclist that went down. The reason I found that out, or the way in which I found that out, is I had some family members that knew I was taking this route, and when I got done with it, they had called me to make sure I was all right and everything. And I guess the news was putting it out that a motorcyclist had gone down. If you look over this edge, this is one of the bad things about this area. This is why you have to respect the road and know how to ride it. The drop-offs here are normally at least 100 feet, if not a couple hundred feet straight down. There is really no incline. It's completely extremely steep, and pretty much a straight drop off, and it's a rock mountain face that goes into like boulders and shit. There's not any soft impact areas really, so that's why you need to be safe. There's really no guardrails in this area, so if you go down, you're going down hard, and nothing's really stopping you, unless you're extremely lucky and you happen to like hit a tree and at a slow speed. Nothing's gonna stop you from going all the way down to the base. I imagine that person got pretty fucked up, simply because I couldn't see them, and they were putting a gurney down using a tow strap that was attached to a winch and winching it down. So I imagine somebody got pretty jacked up on that fall. So just ride safe, have fun, ride hard, but always be safe.
gonna smoke. Okay, let's smoke. I'm sure for a minute too.
Yes, a lot of shit on it. Fucking all sorts of motorcycle shit around here. All the way up the street. It's covered in parts. Hey, remember to keep calm and hoist that black flag. And always ride safe. This is Black Flag MotoV signing out. Hey, real quick, if I could get some people to comment on my videos, tell me if I'm doing good, if I'm not, what you want to see, what I should change, if there's anything going on. Give me some comments on what you think. If you like what you see, hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber and you like the videos, go ahead and subscribe. I need some subs also, so just hit it up. All right, thanks. Peace out.